Imagine for a moment that the world you see before you is not the cause but the effect, that what appears so real, so solid, so immovable, is nothing more than the shadow cast by your inner assumptions. The outer world, with all its seeming facts and limitations, is but a reflection of the state of consciousness you occupy. To change the world, you do not wrestle with conditions, nor do you strive to manipulate appearances. You rise instead in consciousness. You assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and live therein. In this lecture, we turn our gaze away from the shifting sands of external reality and anchor ourselves in the unchanging truth within. We explore how to ignore what is and dwell instead in what ought to be, knowing it is already so in the unseen. The senses may scream one thing, but the imagination whispers a deeper truth, and it is that truth, believed and persisted in, that will solidify into form. So let us now walk by faith and not by sight, and uncover the sacred art of manifesting a new world, not by effort but by assumption. What most people call reality is simply the echo of their past thoughts and assumptions made manifest. The world around you, with all its circumstances and appearances, is not as independent or objective as it seems. It is in truth an illusion sustained by your own inner states. This illusion, though convincing and often overwhelming, is nothing more than the outpicturing of beliefs you've previously accepted as true. The world is a mirror, faithfully reflecting the content of your consciousness, but most remain unaware of this dynamic and believe they are at the mercy of external forces. They react to what they see, not realizing that what they see is reacting to them. The outer world, though appearing separate, is intimately connected to the inner world. It is like watching a delayed broadcast. You are seeing on the screen of life only what was previously assumed in the studio of your mind. Because the world of appearances is delayed and reactive, it cannot be the source of power. It has no creative agency of its own. It simply follows the lead of what you assume to be true within yourself. If you continue to respond emotionally to what your senses report, then you remain trapped in the cycle of reproducing the same experiences over and over. The moment you acknowledge that the world outside has no reality independent of your consciousness, you begin to reclaim your power. You begin to see that nothing in your current life is fixed. Everything is malleable, changeable, subject to the dominion of imagination. You do not need to wait for conditions to change. You need only to change your concept of yourself, and the world will faithfully mirror that change. The illusion of physical reality persists, because people give it their attention, their belief, and their emotional energy. What you focus on expands, and what you emotionally invest in becomes magnetized in your experience. If you believe in lack, speak of lack, and feel the despair of lack, then lack must appear, not because the world is cruel, but because the law is precise. It brings to you not what you want, but what you are, what you feel, assume, and believe in your depths. The great secret is not to fight the appearances of the outer world, but to withdraw attention from them, not with anger or denial, but with the quiet knowing that they have no substance unless you breathe life into them by your attention. The facts of the senses are not final. They are simply reflections of an old state, and when you shift your inner state, they must eventually dissolve and reform into something new. Most people try to change their lives by force, by action, by effort, by trying to manipulate events and people. But the world does not change because you work harder. It changes because you enter a new state of being. And the key to that transition is ignoring what is and imagining what could be as if it already were. To do this effectively, one must see the physical world for what it is, a screen upon which the movie of consciousness is projected. To stare at the screen and try to change the film is foolish. The film must be changed at the source, in the reel of the mind. This requires detachment, clarity, and most of all faith. Faith that what is imagined, believed, and emotionally accepted must come to pass, even if the present facts say otherwise. The illusion of physical reality also extends to the concept of time. Many believe that change takes time, that results are distant, that we must wait for the right moment. But time itself is a construct within consciousness. What is required is not the passage of days, but the assumption of the desired state now. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even in the absence of physical evidence, you are rewriting the script. The world must then catch up, not because you forced it, but because the law is always working, always responding, always molding itself around the dominant impressions of your inner world. To ignore the current reality is not to deny it, but to recognize that it is not the ultimate truth. It is a passing reflection, subject to transformation through the power of awareness. Every person is living in a self-imposed reality, a world shaped not by fate but by inner conviction. The outer world is a stage, and the roles you play upon it are written in the unseen. The script can be changed at any moment, not by pleading with the world, but by assuming a new identity and allowing that identity to mold your experience. The illusion breaks when you stop believing in the permanence of things as they are. When you realize that every condition can be rewritten by consciousness, you are no longer a victim of circumstance, but a master of creation. The walls that surround you are made of thought, and they crumble the moment you stop feeding them belief. The world will reflect back to you whatever state you persist in, no matter how contrary it may appear to the current scene. Assumption is the act of inwardly accepting something as true, even in the absence of any external confirmation. It is not mere wishful thinking or vague hoping. It is the deliberate occupation of a state of consciousness in which what you desire is already so. To assume is to live inwardly from the end, to feel yourself already in possession of your ideal, regardless of appearances. This act, though simple in nature, is the very foundation of all creation, for nothing appears in the external world until it is first assumed within the mind. The moment you assume a new identity, a new reality begins to take shape, even if the outer world appears unchanged. The seed has been planted, and though invisible for a time, it must grow and blossom into form. Every event, every circumstance, every relationship in your life is the result of some assumption you have made, whether consciously or unconsciously. Most people assume things based on what they observe, thereby trapping themselves in a cycle of repeating the same conditions. They see lack and assume lack. They see rejection and assume unworthiness. They observe delay and assume disappointment. But the true creative power lies in assuming what you wish to be true, not what your senses report. The senses are slow and bound to the past. Assumption bypasses the senses and reaches directly into the causal realm. It is a spiritual act, a creative decree, a silent command that reshapes reality from the inside out. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are no longer waiting for evidence, you are embodying the reality before it is visible. You begin to think from your desire instead of about it. This shift in perspective changes everything. Thinking from the end means you no longer beg or chase or hope. You simply live in the state where your desire is already fulfilled, and from that state all thoughts, actions, and emotions align with your new reality. This alignment is not forced but natural, because consciousness always expresses itself through coherence. Once you occupy a state, everything you do from that state supports and sustains it. The law does not respond to the words you speak or the rituals you perform. It responds to the assumptions you inwardly accept as true. You may affirm abundance all day, but if you assume lack, lack will persist. You may visualize success nightly, but if you feel unworthy, failure will manifest. The assumption must be sincere, felt, and lived. It is not something you try, it is something you become. Becoming is the key, for when you assume a new identity, the world must mirror it. The outer world cannot help but take shape around your inner self-concept. This is why assumption is not just important, it is everything. It is the root from which all experiences grow. There is no power outside of assumption. What you assume yourself to be determines what you experience. If you assume yourself to be sick, life will reflect sickness. If you assume yourself to be blessed, life will conspire to confirm that truth. It is not arrogance to assume greatness. It is the recognition that your imagination is the only creative power. There is no need to justify your desires or explain your assumptions to others. The world is not the source of truth, it is the mirror. The truth is within, and what you assume to be true in the silence of your heart is what the world will eventually shout from the rooftops. Many struggle with assumption because they believe they must see something to believe it. But the law of consciousness works in reverse. You must first believe it to see it. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Assumption is faith in action. It is the ability to hold to a new reality with such conviction that it becomes more real to you than the facts of the present moment. This inner conviction is not based on proof, but on the knowing that consciousness creates reality, and that the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the surest way to bring it into being. There is no effort in true assumption. It is not a struggle or a battle with the mind. It is a quiet confidence resting in the truth of your desired state. You do not need to constantly affirm or visualize if the assumption has taken root. Like a seed planted in fertile soil, the assumed state will grow of its own accord. Your job is to occupy the feeling of the fulfilled desire and live as if it were already true. This does not mean acting in the world with pretense, but moving inwardly with certainty. The world outside may still appear the same, but something has shifted within, and that inner shift is the true cause of transformation. Assumption is creative because it is inseparable from imagination. To assume something is to see it, feel it, accept it as real within your own mind. Imagination is the workshop of the soul, and assumption is the blueprint that imagination follows. When you persist in the assumption, you are continually impressing the subconscious with a new pattern, and the subconscious, being impersonal and faithful, must express it. It does not question, it does not delay, it simply obeys the command given to it by your persistent feeling. This is why persistence in assumption is so vital. A fleeting wish or passing thought has little power, but an assumption you return to daily, one you feel and live from repeatedly, becomes dominant, and the dominant state always outpictures itself. Living in the end means embodying the state of consciousness where your desire has already been fulfilled. It is not a process of hoping that something will happen in the future, but resting in the deep inner knowing that it has already happened in the unseen and is simply waiting to be revealed. When you live in the end, you walk, talk, think, and feel as though the ideal you seek is already yours. There is no longing, no begging, no waiting, only the calm and confident awareness that the seed has been planted and the harvest is certain. This way of being is not about pretending or forcing. It is about accepting, assuming, and maintaining the emotional and mental position of the wish fulfilled. To live in the end, you must first become clear about what the end looks like for you. You do not focus on the process, the steps, or how it might unfold. You focus solely on the outcome, the final scene, the state you would occupy if your desire were a present reality. You feel into that scene with such vividness that it becomes more real to you than your current surroundings. This imagined end is not a fantasy or a mere daydream. It is the reality to which you are loyal, regardless of what your senses report. The senses may contradict it, logic may challenge it, and circumstances may oppose it, but you hold firm to the feeling of the end, knowing it must express itself because it is law. Living in the end is not about denying current conditions, but refusing to give them power over your inner state. You do not ignore responsibilities or disregard action, but you take every step from the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled. You stop reacting emotionally to temporary appearances, because you know they are only echoes of past assumptions. Your loyalty shifts from the visible to the invisible, from the facts to the truth within you. You make the unseen your reality and let the seen conform to it in due time. You no longer dwell in the gap between desire and fulfillment. You collapse the gap by dwelling in the fulfillment itself. This inner positioning affects everything about you, your decisions, your language, your posture, and your mood. When you live in the end, you do not need to prove anything to anyone, because you already possess what others believe you are still seeking. You radiate a sense of certainty and calm, not because you are arrogant, but because you are aligned with a deeper truth. You are no longer driven by fear or lack or insecurity. You are grounded in the confidence of already having. From this position, life flows more smoothly, because resistance has been replaced by alignment, and doubt has been dissolved by knowing. Living in the end also means releasing the need for constant reassurance or validation. You do not ask whether it is working or look for signs with desperation. The one who truly lives in the end does not need signs. They are the sign. They carry within them the conviction that what they desire is already theirs, and that conviction is magnetic. It draws experiences, opportunities, and people into their orbit that align with their inner state. This is not manipulation or chance. It is the natural outworking of a universal principle. You do not chase your desire. It is drawn to you because you have become its living embodiment. There is a subtle but powerful shift that occurs when you move from wanting something to being the person who already has it. You stop asking when or how, and you begin to enjoy the emotional atmosphere of fulfillment. This emotional shift is not dependent on evidence. It is self-generated, and because it is self-generated, it is sustainable. You are no longer dependent on the world to make you feel a certain way. You feel it first, and the world follows. You become the source of your experience, not the victim of conditions, and this self-created emotional state is the soil in which manifestation grows. The beauty of living in the end is that it frees you from worry and struggle. You are no longer trying to make something happen. You are simply maintaining alignment with what you know is already true. This knowing is not blind optimism. It is born from the understanding that imagination creates reality, and that what you accept inwardly must express itself outwardly. You treat your inner world as the real world, and you let the outer world catch up. You remain faithful to the end, not because of willpower, but because the end feels more real to you than any temporary condition. Living in the end also requires a certain discipline of thought. You must watch what you dwell on, what you speak about, and what you allow to occupy your mind. If a thought contradicts your desired state, you let it go, not out of fear, but because it no longer serves the version of you who already has what they desire. You live each day from this new self, and over time this new self becomes second nature. You no longer have to remind yourself or force belief. The feeling of the end becomes your dwelling place, your emotional home, and your mental default. The more you live from the end, the more effortlessly the world begins to rearrange itself to reflect your new identity. Persisting in the invisible means holding to your inner vision and assumption even when nothing in the outer world seems to support it. It is the disciplined refusal to let appearances shake your conviction in the unseen reality you have claimed. This form of persistence is not aggressive or forceful. It is quiet, steady, and unwavering. It is rooted in the understanding that consciousness creates reality, and that the invisible assumption, once accepted as true, must eventually take form. There may be no signs, no movement, no confirmation for a time, but the one who persists in the invisible does not require proof, because their faith is in the law, not in appearances. They know that the outer world is always catching up to the inner state, and if they remain loyal to the invisible, the visible must eventually mirror it. When you persist in the invisible, you are choosing to remain identified with your desire as if it were already realized. You feel it, think from it, and make it your emotional dwelling place. You do not concern yourself with how or when it will appear, because those are questions rooted in doubt. Instead, you return again and again to the inner reality, nurturing it like a gardener tends to a seed. You do not dig up the seed each day to see if it has sprouted. You water it with faith, protect it from doubt, and let the invisible process unfold. The assumption may be challenged by outer conditions, but those conditions are only the residue of past states. They have no power except the meaning you give them. If you remain unmoved, the new state must break through and reshape your world. Persistence in the invisible requires emotional control, because emotions are often the first to react to circumstances. If you let fear, worry, or discouragement take over, you are shifting out of the state you have assumed. This is why it is essential to monitor not only your thoughts but your feelings. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is the secret to sustaining the assumption, and persistence means returning to that feeling again and again, especially when the world tempts you to believe otherwise. Even a brief moment of real feeling can reignite the assumption and restore your alignment with the unseen. It is not about forcing the mind, but guiding it back gently and consistently to the truth you have chosen to live by. There is no need to convince anyone else of your desire or explain your process. Persistence is personal and internal. It is the silent agreement between you and your imagination. The more you dwell in the invisible, the more it becomes real to you, and the less power the outer world holds over your emotional state. Eventually, what once felt like imagination begins to feel like memory. It becomes so natural and familiar that you no longer wonder if it will happen, you begin to expect it, and that expectation is a powerful creative force. The law does not respond to need or desperation, it responds to faith and persistence. Your job is not to make things happen, but to remain in the state where they have already happened. Many give up too soon, not because the desire was wrong or the law failed, but because they let go of their inner state too early. They looked for results, didn't see them, and allowed doubt to creep in. Doubt is not a passive thought, it is a state, and every state has its own outcomes. When you fall into doubt, you are no longer in the state of the wish fulfilled, and the process must reflect that shift. The good news is that you can return at any moment. The law is not punishing, it is precise. You persist not by force, but by choice. Each time you return to your assumption, you are reinforcing the blueprint that reality will eventually follow. To persist in the invisible also means to trust the process of unfolding. Manifestation is not always immediate, because it involves the rearrangement of conditions, people, and timing. But just because it is not visible does not mean it is not active. Much like a seed beneath the soil, the unseen is at work organizing and aligning all things necessary for the fulfillment of your assumption. Your persistence is the signal that tells the universe to continue its work. If you waver, the signal weakens. If you stand firm, the energy remains focused. Reality is fluid and responds to the dominant pattern of your thoughts and feelings. Persisting ensures that the pattern remains consistent long enough to crystallize into form. This practice also builds a deeper relationship with your inner self. You begin to trust your imagination more than your senses. You recognize that the invisible world within is not fiction, but the source of all experience. Your faith deepens, not through external validation, but through the inner strength that comes from staying loyal to your vision. This loyalty becomes a habit, a way of living, a posture of being. The invisible becomes your home, your refuge, your point of power. And from that invisible place, all visible things are shaped. The world may offer challenges, setbacks, or distractions, but none of these can stop a person who persists in the invisible. The truth you hold inside becomes more important than anything you encounter outside. You are no longer reacting to life, you are directing it. Each moment you spend in the assumption of the fulfilled desire is a step toward its embodiment. The longer you persist, the more natural it becomes, and what is natural must become normal, and what is normal must become visible. Detaching from sensory evidence is one of the most crucial aspects of successful manifestation, because the senses are always reporting the past. What you see, hear, and touch are reflections of old assumptions and beliefs, brought into form through the law of consciousness. They are not indicators of what is in the creative sense, but of what was in the imaginative sense. When a person truly understands this, they stop reacting emotionally to the outer world, knowing that it is merely a shadow. The senses are servants, not masters, and if you let them rule your attention, you become bound to conditions that have already been set in motion. To create something new, to bring forth a different reality, one must detach from what the senses are saying and become loyal instead to the unseen truth held within the imagination. Detachment does not mean indifference or carelessness. It means refusing to identify with appearances. You might see debt, but inwardly you claim abundance. You might feel loneliness, but within you dwell in love. The sensory world may shout facts, but you respond only to the inner feeling of your wish fulfilled. This inner discipline is not always easy, especially when the world presents problems that seem urgent or overwhelming. Yet the law remains unchanging. The outer follows the inner. If you allow the inner to remain steady, the outer must eventually yield. Sensory detachment is an act of power, a declaration that you no longer accept the evidence of the physical world as final. You accept only what aligns with your desired state and discard the rest, not with denial but with calm authority. Most people become prisoners of the five senses. They see something they don't like and immediately assume that it is permanent, that it defines their reality. They speak about what is wrong, focus on what is lacking, and thereby reinforce the very conditions they wish to escape. The senses feed the mind, and the mind feeds the senses, creating a loop that traps them in the same experience. The only way out is to break that loop through detachment. You stop feeding the senses with your emotional energy. You acknowledge what is, but you do not bow to it. You keep your inner eye fixed on what you have imagined, allowing it to be more real to you than what appears before you. This form of detachment is not cold or passive. It is highly creative. It frees your energy from reacting and redirects it toward imagining. When you are no longer impressed by appearances, you are free to impress your subconscious mind with new images, feelings, and assumptions. You live not by what the eyes see, but by what the heart knows. And that knowledge, though invisible at first, is the foundation upon which all visible things are built. You detach not because you don't care about your reality, but because you care more about creating a new one. You give your loyalty to the state you wish to experience, not the one you are temporarily observing. The senses are temporary. Imagination is eternal. What you perceive today will be gone tomorrow, but what you assume and persist in will shape the tomorrows to come. The more you practice detachment, the easier it becomes to trust the unseen. You begin to feel stable in your inner world, unaffected by the highs and lows of external life. This doesn't mean you don't act or respond. It means you act from a place of power, not panic. You move from the inner truth, not the outer chaos. You become the cause, not the effect. You walk through the world like an artist with a canvas, knowing that what is now can be painted over by what you believe within. Emotional detachment from sensory facts allows you to maintain your vibration, your inner frequency, aligned with your desire. When something undesirable shows up in your world, instead of giving it power through fear or frustration, you observe it as an echo. You remind yourself that it is not the current creative act, but the result of a past one. You then return immediately to your vision, to your end scene, to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. In doing so, you weaken the grip of the present condition and strengthen the reality of your new state. The longer you hold to the new feeling, the more the old must dissolve, for no two states can dominate your mind at the same time. The dominant one will always outpicture itself in the world of form. To detach from sensory evidence also means to become selective with your attention. You learn to turn away from conversations, media, and environments that reinforce what you no longer wish to experience. You guard your imagination like a sacred garden, allowing only those impressions that match your vision to take root. You do not ignore the world, but you no longer let it dictate your inner climate. Your attention becomes your currency, and you spend it wisely. Each time you resist the pull of appearances and return to your inner assumption, you are investing in your future reality. Over time, detachment from the senses becomes not just a technique, but a way of being. You trust your inner world more than the outer one, and this trust becomes a living faith. Faith not in wishful thinking, but in the creative power of consciousness. You realize that everything you see now was once unseen, and that by staying faithful to the invisible, you are shaping what will soon be visible. The detachment becomes joyful because it affirms your role as creator, not victim. You no longer fear conditions because you know you can change them. You no longer chase outcomes because you are now aligned with the source of all outcomes. And in this awareness, the need to control fades, replaced by the calm knowing that your inner world is the only reality you ever need to master. Shifting states of consciousness is the true key to transforming your life, because every experience you have ever lived has been the result of the state you are occupying at that moment. A state is not merely a mood or an emotional wave, it is a total way of being, a combination of thoughts, beliefs, feelings, reactions, and assumptions that together create a particular identity. Each state expresses itself through your behaviors, decisions, relationships, and conditions, and it contains within it everything that is necessary to sustain and perpetuate its own reality. Just like tuning a radio to a specific frequency, when you occupy a certain state, you can only receive the experiences that match that frequency. You do not need to change the outer world, you only need to change the state from which you are living, and the world will rearrange itself accordingly. People unknowingly move in and out of states all the time, often triggered by their environment or past experiences. One moment they feel empowered, the next they feel defeated, and without understanding the law of states, they assume that these fluctuations are caused by life itself. In truth, life only mirrors the state you are presently in. If you are in a state of lack, you see more lack. If you are in a state of confidence, everything seems to flow. The state determines your perception, and perception determines your reaction, and reaction perpetuates the state. This loop continues until you consciously choose to break it by moving into a new state of consciousness. And this movement is not external, it is internal, invisible, but powerful. To shift states deliberately requires imagination and feeling. It begins by identifying the state you wish to occupy. You ask yourself, who would I be if my desire were already fulfilled? And then you begin to inwardly answer that question with images, thoughts, and most importantly, feelings. You do not just think about the new state. You enter into it. You become one with it. You see the world through its eyes. You allow yourself to feel the emotions you would naturally feel if that were your reality right now. This act of internal relocation is not fantasy, it is creation. Consciousness is the only reality, and when you change your consciousness, you change everything else by law. The state you move into begins to reflect itself subtly at first. You may notice a change in your thoughts, in your posture, in your choices. People may start to treat you differently. New opportunities may emerge, and certain problems may begin to resolve themselves without effort. These are not coincidences, they are the natural outflow of a new state. Each state has its own network of events, and once you shift, those events are drawn to you by law. The world is not outside of you, it is within you, expressing the contents of your current state. What appears to be happening to you is actually coming through you, shaped by the identity you are embodying at the time. Shifting states also means letting go of the old. You cannot be in two states at once. If you are stepping into abundance, you must release the identity of scarcity. If you are assuming health, you must let go of the identity of being sick. These old identities may be familiar, even comforting in their predictability, but they cannot serve you in your new reality. Holding on to the old while trying to claim the new creates inner conflict and blocks manifestation. To fully occupy a new state, you must abandon the former one completely. This requires trust, not in external events, but in the unseen law that governs all things. You trust that your new state, once assumed, will find expression without your needing to force or chase it. This shift is not about acting or pretending, it is about being. There is no need to mimic the behavior of someone successful if you do not feel successful. The outer behavior means nothing without the inner conviction. True change comes from identity, not performance. When you change the root, your self-concept, your assumed identity, the fruit changes automatically. You do not need to fix everything in your world. You only need to change your state, and the world will mirror the change without resistance. The effort you once spent struggling to fix problems can now be directed toward maintaining your desired state, for that is the only thing you truly have control over. Living consciously means becoming aware of your states and choosing them deliberately. You no longer leave your inner world to chance or habit. You wake each day and decide which state you will live from. You return to it throughout the day when old reactions try to pull you back. You cultivate it like a garden, feeding it with attention, watering it with emotion, protecting it from contrary thoughts. You no longer wait for the world to give you a reason to feel a certain way. You decide to feel that way now, knowing that the world will eventually match your decision. This is the true power of free will, not the power to change events directly, but the power to choose your state and let that state shape your world. The more you practice shifting states, the easier it becomes. At first, it may feel unnatural or even delusional to claim an identity that your senses do not yet confirm. But persistence dissolves resistance. Repetition builds familiarity, and soon the new state feels like home. From that place, manifestation becomes effortless, because you are no longer trying to become something. You are already it. You think as the person you desire to be, feel as they would feel, act as they would act, and live in the world that reflects their reality. This is not magic, it is law. The law that whatever you are conscious of being must externalize itself, and that every state of consciousness has its own world, waiting to be entered by the one who dares to assume it. In the end, the journey of manifestation is not about struggling against the world or forcing reality to change. It is about mastering the inner world, where all true creation begins. Your current reality is not a prison, but a projection, a mirror of your own assumptions, states, and inner convictions. When you learn to ignore appearances, assume boldly, live in the end, persist in the unseen, detach from sensory evidence, and shift states of consciousness with purpose, you unlock the divine creative power within you. You are not here to react to life, but to create it consciously. The world will always reflect who you are being. Choose your state wisely, remain loyal to your inner vision, and trust the unseen, because that is where all true power resides.
Imagine for a moment the life you have always dreamed of living. Picture it vividly in your mind, the surroundings, the people, the feelings, and the experiences. Now consider this: what if this dream life is not a distant fantasy, but a reality waiting to be claimed? What if the key to unlocking this life lies in your ability to act as if it is already yours? The belief in the unseen is the cornerstone of manifesting your dream life. It is the unwavering trust in the existence of your desires, even when there is no physical evidence to support them. This belief requires a deep inner knowing that your dreams are not just idle fantasies, but real possibilities waiting to be realized. It is the conviction that what you envision in your mind can become your reality, even if the current circumstances suggest otherwise. To cultivate this belief, you must transcend the limitations of your sensory perceptions. The world around you is a reflection of past thoughts and beliefs, not a definitive statement of what is possible. When you believe in the unseen, you look beyond the immediate, beyond the apparent obstacles and limitations, and see the potential that lies within every situation. This belief is nurtured through a consistent practice of focusing on your desires with unwavering faith. It involves a shift in perception, where you no longer rely solely on what you can see and touch, but trust in the power of your imagination and the infinite possibilities of the universe. It is about seeing with the eyes of your soul, where every dream is not only possible, but already real, in a higher plane of existence. Believing in the unseen also means letting go of doubts and fears that arise from the rational mind. It requires a surrender to the deeper wisdom within you, which knows that your desires are valid and achievable. Doubts are natural, but they are simply illusions that can be dispelled by the light of your inner conviction. Each time a doubt arises, counter it with a stronger affirmation of your belief. Faith in the unseen is an active process. It is not about passively waiting for things to happen, but engaging with your dreams as if they are already unfolding. This means living in a state of expectation where you are constantly preparing yourself to receive your desires. Your actions, thoughts, and emotions should align with the reality you wish to create. When you act from a place of belief, you send a powerful message to the universe that you are ready and deserving of your dreams. In moments of doubt, remind yourself of the power of belief. Think of the many instances where belief has defied logic and created miracles. History is filled with stories of individuals who believed in the impossible and made it possible. Their unwavering faith in the unseen turned their dreams into reality. Let these stories inspire you and strengthen your own belief. Belief in the unseen is also about trust. Trust in the timing of the universe, trust in the process of life, and trust in your own ability to manifest your desires. It is knowing that there is a divine order to everything and that your dreams are unfolding in perfect harmony with this order. Even when things seem to be going wrong, trust that they are part of the larger picture and are guiding you towards your ultimate goal. This belief transforms your mindset and the energy you emit. It shifts your vibration to match the frequency of your desires. The universe responds to this shift by aligning circumstances, opportunities, and people to bring your dreams into reality. The more you believe, the more you attract experiences that reinforce your faith. To strengthen your belief in the unseen, practice visualization and affirmation daily. See your dreams in vivid detail and feel the emotions of having already achieved them. Affirm your faith in your desires with positive present tense statements. Surround yourself with reminders of your dreams and avoid negativity that can dampen your belief. Remember, belief in the unseen is not just a mental exercise, it is a state of being. It is about embodying the truth of your dreams in every aspect of your life. When you truly believe, you become a magnet for your desires. The universe has no choice but to comply with the powerful force of your faith. So hold fast to your belief, for it is the bridge that connects your dreams to your reality. Imagination as reality is a profound principle that allows you to harness the power of your mind to create the life you desire. Your imagination is not a mere escape from reality, but a powerful tool that shapes your reality. When you use your imagination to vividly picture your desired outcomes, you are essentially creating a blueprint for your future. This blueprint, when combined with belief and action, becomes the foundation upon which your dream life is built. The process begins with the ability to see beyond the present circumstances and envision a reality that aligns with your deepest desires. Your imagination allows you to explore possibilities without the constraints of the physical world. It is a realm where you can experiment with different scenarios, try on different identities, and experience the emotions of your dream life, as if it were already true. This act of imaginative creation is not a passive activity. It requires active engagement and a willingness to immerse yourself fully in the experience. As you imagine your desired reality, focus on the details. See the colors, hear the sounds, feel the textures, and taste the flavors of your dream life. Engage all your senses to make the experience as real as possible. The more vivid and detailed your imagination, the better. The stronger the impression it makes on your subconscious mind. This impression becomes a guiding force influencing your thoughts, actions, and the energy you emit into the world. Imagination as reality also means embodying the emotions associated with your desired outcomes. Feel the joy, gratitude, and fulfillment of living your dreams. These emotions are powerful attractors that align your vibration with the frequency of your desires. When you consistently feel as if you are already living your dream life, you create a magnetic force that draws your dreams closer to you. This emotional alignment is a key component of the manifestation process. To deepen the practice of imagination as reality, incorporate it into your daily routine. Set aside time each day to close your eyes and vividly imagine your dream life. Make it a ritual, a sacred time where you disconnect from the external world and dive into the limitless possibilities of your inner world. During this time, let go of any doubts or fears and fully immerse yourself in the experience. The more you practice, the more natural and effortless it becomes. Your imagination is also a powerful tool for problem solving and overcoming obstacles. When faced with challenges, use your imagination to visualize successful outcomes and creative solutions. You see yourself navigating difficulties with ease and grace, emerging stronger and more resilient. This imaginative practice shifts your focus from the problem to the solution, empowering you to take inspired action. Surround yourself with reminders of your imagined reality. Create vision boards, write affirmations, and keep symbols of your dreams in your environment. These reminders keep your imagination active and your focus sharp. They serve as constant nudges to align your thoughts and actions with your desired reality. Imagination as reality is not confined to your mind, it extends to the way you speak and act. Speak about your dreams as if they are already happening. Use language that reflects confidence and certainty. Your words have creative power, shaping your reality with every utterance. When you speak in alignment with your imagined reality, you reinforce your belief and send a clear message to the universe about your intentions, acting as if your imagination as reality bridges the gap between the mental and the physical. Take actions that reflect the life you envision, no matter how small or insignificant they may seem. These actions create momentum, moving you closer to your dreams with each step. They demonstrate your commitment and readiness to receive your desires. Embrace the limitless potential of your imagination. Know that it is a divine gift, a tool that allows you to co-create with the universe. By consistently imagining your desired reality and aligning your emotions, words, and actions with this vision, you set in motion a powerful process of manifestation. Your imagination is the starting point of all creation, a space where dreams are conceived and nurtured into existence. In this process, trust that your imagination is a reflection of your true potential. It reveals to you the life you are meant to live, the person you are meant to become. As you honor and cultivate your imaginative power, you unlock the door to a reality that is beyond your wildest dreams. Your imagination is not separate from reality. It is the seed from which reality grows. Embodying the feeling of having already achieved your dreams is a transformative practice that accelerates the manifestation of your desired reality. This principle centers around aligning your emotional state with the reality you wish to create. When you embody the feeling, you are not just visualizing your dreams, you are living them in your heart and mind as if they are already true. To begin embodying the feeling, you must cultivate a deep sense of presence and awareness. This involves tuning into your inner emotional landscape and consciously generating the emotions associated with your dream life. Imagine the joy, peace, and satisfaction that come with achieving your desires. Feel these emotions as intensely as possible, allowing them to fill your entire being. This practice shifts your vibration to match the frequency of your desired reality, creating a powerful resonance that attracts your dreams to you. As you embody the feeling, your subconscious mind begins to accept this emotional state as your new reality. The subconscious does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It responds to the emotions and images you consistently focus on. By regularly immersing yourself in the feelings of your fulfilled dreams, you program your subconscious to work towards bringing these dreams into your physical reality. This practice also involves a conscious shift in perspective. Rather than longing for your dreams and feeling the lack of them, you focus on the abundance and fulfillment they bring. This shift in focus transforms your emotional state from one of desire and one of gratitude and satisfaction. Gratitude is a powerful emotion that amplifies your magnetic field, drawing more of what you are thankful for into your life. When you embody the feeling of gratitude for your dreams as if they have already come true, you accelerate their manifestation. To sustain this emotional state, it is essential to integrate it into your daily life. Throughout your day, take moments to pause and reconnect with the feelings of your achieved dreams. Whether you are at work, at home, or with friends, remind yourself of your desired reality and let the associated emotions wash over you. This practice keeps your vibration high and your focus aligned with your goals. Visualization is a powerful tool in this process. Close your eyes and see yourself living your dream life in vivid detail. Imagine the sights, sounds, and sensations of this reality. As you do, allow the emotions of joy, peace, and fulfillment to arise naturally. The more vividly you can imagine and feel this reality, the more powerful the effect on your subconscious mind. Another key aspect of embodying the feeling is to act as if your dreams are already fulfilled. This means making decisions and taking actions from the perspective of someone who is already living their dream life. When you act as if you are already blessed with your desires, you align your behavior with your new emotional state, reinforcing the reality you wish to create. These actions, no matter how small, create a ripple effect, drawing opportunities and circumstances that support your dreams. Surrounding yourself with reminders of your desired reality can also help sustain the emotional state. Use vision boards, affirmations, and symbols that represent your dreams. These visual and tactile cues keep your focus sharp and your emotions aligned with your goals. Each time you see or touch these reminders, reconnect with the feelings of your fulfilled dreams. Mindfulness and meditation are also valuable practices in embodying the feeling. Spend time each day in quiet reflection, connecting with the deeper emotions of your dream life. Use this time to clear any negative emotions or doubts that may arise and replace them with positive, affirming feelings. Meditation helps you maintain a steady emotional state, regardless of external circumstances. In social interactions, speak about your dreams with confidence and certainty. Use language that reflects the reality you are creating, rather than the lack of it. Share your vision with others as if it is already happening, and let your enthusiasm and belief shine through. This verbal expression reinforces your emotional state and signals to the universe your unwavering commitment to your dreams. Embodying the feeling of your achieved dreams requires consistent practice and dedication. It is about living from the inside out, allowing your inner emotional state to shape your external reality. By aligning your emotions with your desires, you create a powerful magnet that attracts your dreams into your life. This practice transforms your thoughts, actions, and overall vibration, making you a living embodiment of your dreams. Positive affirmations are powerful statements that help to reprogram your subconscious mind and align your thoughts. Transcripts provided by Transcription Outsourcing, LLC. By consistently using positive affirmations, you cultivate a mindset that is conducive to manifestation and personal growth. To harness the power of positive affirmations, it is essential to craft statements that resonate deeply with you. These affirmations should be clear, concise, and stated in the present tense, as if your desires are already fulfilled. For example, instead of saying, "I will be successful," affirm, "I am successful." This subtle shift in wording helps to internalize the belief that your dreams are already a reality, rather than something you are striving to achieve in the future. When creating your affirmations, focus on the positive aspects of your desires. Avoid using negative words or phrases that may inadvertently reinforce what you do not want. For instance, instead of saying, "I am not afraid," affirm, "I am courageous." This approach ensures that your affirmations are empowering and uplifting, guiding your mind towards the outcomes you seek. The repetition of positive affirmations is a crucial aspect of their effectiveness. By consistently repeating your affirmations, you reinforce the desired beliefs and emotions in your subconscious mind. This repetition helps to override any limiting beliefs or negative thought patterns that may be holding you back. It is akin to planting seeds in the fertile soil of your mind, nurturing them with each repetition until they grow into a new reality. Incorporating affirmations into your daily routine is key to their success. Begin and end your day with a few minutes of affirmations, allowing them to set the tone for your thoughts and actions. You can say them aloud, write them down, or even record yourself and listen to the playback. The more ways you engage with your affirmations, the more deeply they will embed in your subconscious mind. Visualization can enhance the impact of positive affirmations. As you repeat your affirmations, close your eyes and visualize the corresponding reality. See yourself living the life you desire, experiencing the emotions and sensations that come with it. This combination of verbal affirmation and vivid imagery creates a powerful synergy, amplifying the manifestation process. Your emotional state plays a significant role in the effectiveness of positive affirmations. As you say your affirmations, strive to feel the emotions associated with them. If you are affirming, "I am abundant," feel the joy and gratitude of having abundance in your life. Emotions are a powerful force in the manifestation process, and aligning your feelings with your affirmations strengthens their impact. Affirmations can also be integrated into your environment. Write them on sticky notes and place them where you will see them regularly, such as on your bathroom mirror, your computer, or your refrigerator. These visual reminders keep your affirmations at the forefront of your mind throughout the day, reinforcing your desired beliefs and attitudes. Another effective technique is to pair your affirmations with specific actions. For example, if you are affirming, "I am healthy and vibrant," and engage in activities that support this belief, such as exercising or eating nutritious foods. By aligning your actions with your affirmations, you create a coherent and powerful message to your subconscious mind, reinforcing the reality you wish to create. The language you use in your affirmations should be positive, present, and personal. Use "I am" statements to take ownership of your desires and to speak directly to your subconscious mind. Ensure that your affirmations are framed in a way that makes them believable and attainable to you. This credibility is vital for overcoming any internal resistance or doubt. To deepen the effectiveness of your affirmations, consider incorporating them into a gratitude practice. After repeating your affirmations, take a moment to express gratitude for the progress you are making and the reality you are creating. Gratitude is a powerful amplifier of positive energy and helps to solidify the changes you are seeking in your life. Positive affirmations are a dynamic and transformative tool for personal growth and manifestation. By consistently using them, you can shift your mindset, align your emotions with your desires, and create a powerful resonance that attracts your dreams into your reality. Through repetition, visualization, and integration into your daily life, affirmations become a potent force for change, guiding you towards the life you envision. Visualizing daily is a powerful practice that can significantly enhance your ability to manifest your dreams and desires. By dedicating a portion of each day to vividly imagining your desired outcomes, you engage your subconscious mind in a process that brings your inner visions into your external reality. This daily habit of visualization not only clarifies your goals, but also aligns your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the life you aspire to create. The process of daily visualization begins with a quiet and undisturbed space where you can fully concentrate on your inner world. Find a comfortable position, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths to center yourself. This initial relaxation is crucial, as it prepares your mind to enter a state of focused attention and heightened creativity. As you become more relaxed, allow your mind to drift towards your deepest desires, the goals you are passionate about, and the life you wish to live. In your mind's eye, create a vivid and detailed picture of your desired reality. See yourself living the life you dream of, experiencing the situations, relationships, and successes you aspire to achieve. Engage all your senses to make this vision as real as possible. See the colors, hear the sounds, feel the textures, and even smell the sense of your dream environment. The more sensory details you include, the more powerful and effective your visualization will be. This immersive experience sends strong signals to your subconscious mind, reinforcing the belief that you are not alone, that what you are imagining is not only possible but already happening. As you visualize, pay close attention to the emotions that arise. Feel the joy, excitement, and satisfaction of achieving your dreams. Emotions are a key component of effective visualization because they add energy and intensity to your mental images. The emotional charge you generate during visualization helps to align your subconscious mind with your conscious desires, making it more likely that you will take actions that support your goals. Consistency is crucial in the practice of daily visualization. Make it a non-negotiable part of your daily routine, just like brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. The best times to practice visualization are in the morning, right after you wake up, and in the evening just before you go to sleep. These times are ideal because your mind is in a more receptive state, transitioning between different levels of consciousness. By visualizing during these periods, you maximize the impact of your practice and ensure that your goals remain at the forefront of your mind throughout the day and night. Daily visualization also involves a process of refinement and evolution. As you continue to practice, you may find that your desires become clearer and more specific. Allow your visions to evolve naturally, adapting and expanding as you gain more insight into what you truly want. This dynamic process ensures that your visualization remains aligned with your highest aspirations and true self. Incorporating visualization into your daily activities can further enhance its effectiveness. Throughout the day, take brief moments to revisit your visualized goals. For instance, if you are working towards a career achievement, take a few seconds before a meeting or task to visualize your success. This continuous reinforcement keeps your goals fresh in your mind and helps maintain a high level of motivation and focus. Using visual aids can also be beneficial in your daily visualization practice. Create vision boards with images and words that represent your goals and dreams. Place these boards where you can see them regularly, such as near your workspace. These visual reminders serve as constant prompts, encouraging you to focus on your desired outcomes and reinforcing your mental images. Visualization is a creative and joyful process. Approach it with a sense of playfulness and curiosity, allowing yourself to dream big and explore limitless possibilities. Do not worry about the how or when of your manifestations. Focus instead on the what and why. Trust that the universe is working in your favor, aligning circumstances and opportunities to bring your visions to life. Incorporating gratitude into your visualization practice can amplify its power. After visualizing your goals, spend a few moments feeling grateful for the progress you have made and the manifestations that are on their way. Gratitude elevates your vibration and strengthens your connection to the positive outcomes you are seeking. Daily visualization is a transformative practice that bridges the gap between your current reality and your desired future. By consistently engaging your imagination, emotions, and senses in the process of visualizing your dreams, you create a powerful momentum that propels you towards your goals. This practice not only enhances your ability to manifest, but also deepens your understanding of your true desires, making it a cornerstone of personal growth and fulfillment. Gratitude for the present moment is a transformative practice that shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already have, creating a sense of abundance and contentment in your life. By embracing gratitude for the present, you open yourself up to more positive experiences and align your energy with the frequency of your desires. This practice not only enhances your well-being, but also amplifies your ability to manifest your dreams. When you practice gratitude, you acknowledge and appreciate the blessings and positive aspects of your life as they are right now. This shift in perspective allows you to see the good in your current circumstances, no matter how challenging they may be. It cultivates a mindset of appreciation, which can lead to a more joyful and fulfilling life. By focusing on what you are grateful for, you train your mind to look for the positive, which can improve your overall outlook and attract more of what you appreciate. To truly experience the benefits of gratitude, it is important to make it a daily habit. Begin and end your day by reflecting on the things you are grateful for. This could be as simple as appreciating the warmth of your bed, the food on your table, or the love of your family and friends. By starting and ending your day with gratitude, you set a positive tone for your entire day, and ensure that you go to sleep with a peaceful mind. Gratitude also involves being present and fully experiencing the moment. Often we get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past, which can prevent us from appreciating the present. By focusing on the here and now, you can fully immerse yourself in the experience and find joy in the simple pleasures of life. This mindfulness practice helps you to slow down and savor each moment, making your life richer and more meaningful. Expressing gratitude for the present can also involve acknowledging the lessons and growth that come from difficult experiences. The challenges and setbacks are inevitable, but they also provide valuable opportunities for learning and personal development. By finding something to be grateful for in every situation, you can transform obstacles into stepping stones towards your goals. This resilience and positive outlook can help you navigate life's ups and downs with grace and optimism. One powerful way to cultivate gratitude is to keep a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 to 5 things you are grateful for. They can be big or small, but the key is to be specific and heartfelt in your entries. Over time, this practice can help you develop a habit of looking for the positive and appreciating the present. Reading through your journal entries can also serve as a reminder of all the good in your life, especially during challenging times. Gratitude can also be expressed through acts of kindness and generosity. When you share your blessings with others, you not only spread positivity, but also reinforce your own sense of abundance. Acts of kindness can be as simple as offering a smile, a kind word, or a helping hand. By giving to others, you create a ripple effect of gratitude and positivity that can come back to you in unexpected ways. Another way to deepen your gratitude practice is to verbalize your appreciation. Tell the people in your life how much you value them and their contributions. This can strengthen your relationships and create a more supportive and loving environment. Hearing the words can also have a profound impact on others, making them feel seen and appreciated. Incorporating gratitude into your daily routines can help to make it a natural part of your life. For example, take a moment to appreciate your food before eating, acknowledging the effort that went into bringing it to your table. During your commute, instead of focusing on the traffic, Be grateful for the opportunity to travel safely. These small shifts in perspective can add up to a significant change in your overall mindset. Gratitude for the present also involves recognizing your own achievements and progress. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small they may seem. Each step forward is a testament to your growth and dedication. By acknowledging your progress, you build confidence and motivation to continue pursuing your goals. Gratitude for the present is about cultivating a sense of contentment, an appreciation for where you are right now. It is about recognizing that, while you may have dreams and aspirations for the future, there is also beauty and value in the present moment. By embracing gratitude, you create a foundation of positivity and abundance that can support you in manifesting your dreams and living a fulfilling life. Consistent actions are the cornerstone of transforming your dreams into reality. They represent the tangible steps you take daily to move closer to your goals, reflecting your commitment and determination. While visualization, positive affirmations, and gratitude are powerful tools, it is the consistent actions that bridge the gap between your desires and their manifestation in the physical world. Each small, deliberate action compounds over time, creating momentum and progress that propels you towards your aspirations. Taking consistent actions begins with clarity of purpose. Knowing precisely what you want to achieve allows you to create a roadmap of the steps necessary to get there. This clarity eliminates ambiguity and directs your energy towards specific tasks that align with your goals. Breaking down your larger goals into smaller, manageable actions makes the process less overwhelming and more achievable. Each step, no matter how small, is a building block that contributes to the overall structure of your desired reality. Consistency in action requires discipline and perseverance. It means showing up every day, even when you do not feel like it, and doing what needs to be done. This steadfast commitment cultivates a strong work ethic and builds resilience. When you consistently take action, you create habits that support your goals, making the process of working towards them a natural part of your daily routine. This discipline is what separates fleeting wishes from achievable goals. The power of consistent actions lies in their cumulative effect. Each action you take is a step forward, and these steps add up over time. Even if the progress seems slow initially, the continuous effort leads to significant results. This compounding effect is similar to the growth of a snowball. Roaming down a hill, it starts small but gains momentum and size as it progresses. By focusing on steady, incremental progress, you avoid the trap of impatience and frustration, trusting that your efforts will eventually yield the desired outcomes. Taking consistent actions also builds confidence and self-trust. Each time you follow through on a commitment to yourself, you reinforce the belief in your ability to achieve your goals. This confidence fuels further action, creating a positive feedback loop that enhances your motivation and drive. Knowing that you can rely on yourself to take consistent action instills a sense of empowerment and control over your life. Accountability plays a crucial role in maintaining consistency. Sharing your goals with a trusted friend, mentor, or accountability partner can provide the external motivation needed to stay on track. Regular check-ins and progress updates create a sense of responsibility and commitment, making it less likely that you will abandon your efforts when faced with challenges. This support system also offers encouragement and perspective, helping you to stay focused and motivated. Flexibility and adaptability are essential aspects of consistent action. While it is important to stay committed to your goals, it is equally important to be open to adjusting your approach as needed. Life is dynamic. Thank you. And unforeseen obstacles or opportunities may arise. Being flexible allows you to navigate these changes without losing sight of your end goal. Adapting your actions in response to feedback and new information ensures that you remain on the most effective path towards your aspirations. Celebrating small wins along the way is a vital part of maintaining motivation. Acknowledging and rewarding your progress, no matter how minor, reinforces positive behavior and keeps your spirits high. These celebrations act as milestones marking your journey and providing the encouragement needed to continue. By appreciating each step forward, you maintain a positive outlook and sustain the energy required for consistent action. Mindfulness and presence in your actions enhance their effectiveness. When you approach each task with full attention and intention, you maximize the quality of your efforts. Being present ensures that you are not just going through the motions, but are fully engaged in the process. This focus improves the outcomes of your actions and deepens your connection to your goals. Incorporating consistent actions into your daily routine requires intentional planning. Setting aside dedicated time each day for goal-related activities ensures that they become a priority. Whether it is dedicating an hour each morning to exercise, setting aside time for skill development, or consistently networking to build professional relationships. Scheduling these actions into your day makes them non-negotiable. This structured approach helps to prevent procrastination and ensures that your goals remain a central focus in your life. Visualization and positive affirmations can enhance the effectiveness of your consistent actions. By envisioning the successful outcomes of your efforts and affirming your ability to achieve them, you align your mental and emotional state with your actions. This alignment creates a harmonious synergy that amplifies the impact of your efforts, making each action more potent and purposeful. Consistent actions are the physical manifestation of your commitment to your dreams. They represent your willingness to put in the work and make the necessary sacrifices to achieve your goals. By taking deliberate, purposeful actions every day, you create a pathway to success that is grounded in reality. This dedication and perseverance are what turn your dreams into tangible achievements, allowing you to live the life you envision. Faith in the process is a profound and essential element in the journey towards achieving your dreams. It is the unwavering belief that your efforts, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, are contributing to the realization of your desires. This faith acts as a stabilizing force in your life, providing you with the inner strength and resilience to continue moving forward, even when the path is unclear or progress seems slow. Having faith in the process begins with trust in yourself and your abilities. It means believing that you are capable of achieving your goals, and that you have the inner resources needed to overcome any obstacles. This self-trust is crucial, because it anchors you during times of doubt and uncertainty. When you trust yourself, you are more likely to take risks, embrace challenges, and persist in the face of setbacks. This confidence in your capabilities fuels your determination and keeps you focused on your desired outcome. Trusting the process also involves surrendering to the natural flow of life. It means recognizing that while you can control your actions and intentions, you cannot always control the timing or the exact manner in which your goals will manifest. This surrender is not about giving up, but rather about releasing the need for immediate results and allowing the universe to work in its own time. By letting go of the need to micromanage every detail, you open yourself up to opportunities and solutions that you might not have considered. This openness allows the process to unfold organically, often in ways that exceed your expectations. Faith in the process is reinforced through patience. It requires understanding that significant achievements often take time, and that progress is not always linear. Faith, there will be periods of rapid advancement and times of apparent stagnation, but each phase is a necessary part of the journey. Patience helps you to stay committed to your goals, even when visible progress is minimal. It reminds you that every step, no matter how small, is a step forward, and that perseverance is key to eventual success. Maintaining faith in the process also involves embracing uncertainty about the path to your dreams. It is rarely straight and predictable. It is filled with twists, turns, and unexpected detours. Embracing uncertainty means being comfortable with not having all the answers and being willing to adapt as new information and circumstances arise. This flexibility allows you to navigate challenges more effectively and to see setbacks not as failures but as opportunities for growth and learning. By viewing obstacles as part of the process, you maintain a positive and proactive mindset that teaches you moving forward. Your faith in the process is strengthened by focusing on the present moment. While it is important to have a clear vision of your goals, it is equally important to concentrate on the actions you can take today. Being present allows you to give your best effort to each task, ensuring that your actions are aligned with your intentions. This mindfulness creates a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction, as you know that you are doing everything within your power to move towards your dreams. By focusing on the present, you also reduce anxiety about the future and regret about the past, creating a more balanced and peaceful state of mind. Gratitude is another powerful way to reinforce faith in the process. By appreciating the progress you have made and the lessons you have learned, you cultivate a sense of contentment and optimism. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is already present, reminding you that you are on the right path. This positive outlook attracts more positive experiences and reinforces your belief that the process is working in your favor. Surrounding yourself with supportive and like-minded individuals can also bolster your faith in the process. Being part of a community that shares your values and aspirations provides encouragement and motivation. These connections remind you that you are not alone on your journey, and that others have successfully navigated similar paths. The support and wisdom of others can provide valuable insights and perspectives, helping you to stay grounded and focused. Faith in the process is a dynamic and evolving practice. It requires constant nurturing and reinforcement through positive thoughts, actions, and beliefs. Regularly reaffirming your commitment to your goals and your belief in the process helps to keep your motivation high and your energy focused. This continuous reaffirmation creates a resilient mindset that can withstand challenges and setbacks, allowing you to stay on course even during difficult times. Overcoming doubts is an essential part of the journey towards achieving your dreams. Doubts can arise from various sources, including past experiences, societal expectations, or internal fears. They can create mental barriers that hinder progress and undermine confidence. However, overcoming these doubts is not only possible but crucial for manifesting your desires and living a fulfilling life. The first step in overcoming doubts is recognizing and acknowledging them. It is important to understand that doubts are a natural part of the human experience and that everyone faces them at some point. By bringing your doubts into awareness, you can begin to address them constructively, rather than allowing them to operate subconsciously and sabotage your efforts. This acknowledgement requires honesty and self-reflection, as well as a willingness to confront uncomfortable thoughts and feelings. One effective way to overcome doubts is through positive self-talk and affirmations. By consciously replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations, you can reprogram your mind to support your goals rather than undermine them. Affirmations such as, "I am capable, I believe in my abilities, and I am worthy of success" can help to counteract self-doubt and build self-confidence. Repeating these affirmations daily can create a new empowering narrative that supports your aspirations. Another powerful tool for overcoming doubts is visualization. By vividly imagining yourself achieving your goals, you create a mental picture of success that can override negative thoughts and fears. Visualization allows you to experience the feelings of accomplishment and joy associated with your desired outcomes, reinforcing your belief in your ability to achieve them. This mental rehearsal can make your goals feel more attainable and increase your motivation to take action. Taking action, even in the face of doubts, is a crucial step in overcoming them. Often doubts persist because of inaction and uncertainty. By taking small, consistent steps towards your goals, you can build momentum and prove to yourself that progress is possible. Each action you take, no matter how small, is a victory over doubt and a demonstration of your commitment to your dreams. This forward movement helps to build confidence and diminish the power of doubts over time. Surrounding yourself with supportive and positive influences can also help to overcome doubts. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that encourage and uplift you. The supportive networks can provide valuable feedback, encouragement, and perspective, helping you to stay focused on your goals. Being around positive influences can also serve as a reminder that you are not alone in your journey and that others have successfully navigated similar challenges. Another key to overcoming doubts is to focus on past successes and accomplishments. Reflect on times when you have overcome challenges and achieved your goals despite initial doubts. These experiences serve as evidence of your capabilities and resilience. By reminding yourself of past victories, You can bolster your confidence and reinforce the belief that you can overcome current doubts and achieve your success. Developing a growth mindset is essential for overcoming doubts. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. This perspective encourages you to view challenges and setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth, rather than as indicators of failure. Thank you. Embracing a growth mindset helps to reduce the fear of failure and encourages you to persist in the face of doubts, knowing that each experience contributes to your personal and professional development. Self-compassion is another important aspect of overcoming doubts. Being kind and understanding towards yourself, especially during challenging times, can help to alleviate the negative impact of self-doubt. Recognize that everyone makes mistakes and faces setbacks, and that these experiences are part of the learning process. Treating yourself with the same compassion and encouragement that you would offer a friend can help to reduce self-criticism and build resilience. Mindfulness and meditation practices can also be effective in managing and overcoming doubts. These practices help to quiet the mind and create a sense of inner peace and clarity. By observing your thoughts without judgment, you can gain a better understanding of the sources of your doubts and learn to let go of negative thought patterns. Mindfulness allows you to stay present and focused, reducing the tendency to ruminate on past failures or future uncertainties. Seeking professional support, such as coaching or therapy, can be beneficial for overcoming deeply ingrained doubts. A professional can provide objective insights, strategies, and tools to help you address and overcome your doubts. They can also help you to develop a deeper understanding of the underlying causes of your doubts and create a personalized plan for building confidence and achieving your goals. Ultimately, overcoming doubts requires a combination of self-awareness, positive thinking, action, support, and persistence. By implementing these strategies, you can gradually diminish the power of doubts and create a strong foundation of confidence and belief in your abilities. This process not only helps you to achieve your current goals, but also prepares you to tackle future challenges with greater resilience and optimism. Living in abundance is a mindset and lifestyle that transcends mere material wealth. It involves cultivating a deep sense of gratitude, generosity, and appreciation for the richness of life in all its forms. When you live in abundance, you shift your focus from scarcity and lack to abundance and possibility, recognizing the abundance that already exists within and around you. At its core, living in abundance begins with gratitude. Gratitude is the foundation upon which abundance flourishes. When you acknowledge and appreciate the blessings, opportunities, and gifts in your life, you open yourself up to receiving more. Gratitude shifts your perspective from what is missing to what is present, fostering a sense of contentment and fulfillment. Practicing gratitude daily, whether through journaling, mindfulness, or simple acknowledgments, helps to cultivate a mindset of abundance. Living in abundance also involves embracing the principle of abundance consciousness. Abundance consciousness is the belief that there is more than enough to go around, that the universe is infinitely abundant, and that resources, opportunities, and possibilities are limitless. This mindset allows you to approach life with a sense of optimism and expansiveness, knowing that there are always new opportunities and possibilities waiting to be discovered. Generosity is another key aspect of living in abundance. When you live abundantly, you freely give of your time, energy, resources, and talents without expecting anything in return. Generosity creates a positive cycle of giving and receiving, as the more you give, the more you receive. The more you receive in return, acts of kindness, compassion, and service not only benefit others, but also contribute to your own sense of fulfillment and connection. Living in abundance also means embracing the principle of reciprocity. Reciprocity is the natural flow of giving and receiving in life. When you give freely and generously, you create space to receive in equal measure. This could be in the form of opportunities, support, love, or even unexpected blessings. By trusting in the principle of reciprocity, you open yourself up to the ebb and flow of life's abundance. Mindfulness and presence are essential practices for living in abundance. When you are fully present in the moment, you can fully appreciate and enjoy the richness of life's experiences. Mindfulness allows you to savor the small pleasures, connect more deeply with others, and find beauty in everyday moments. By cultivating mindfulness, you create space for abundance to manifest in your life naturally. Living in abundance also involves letting go of scarcity mentality. Scarcity mentality is the belief that there is not enough to go around, that resources are limited, and that one must compete or hoard to secure their share. This mindset fosters fear, anxiety, and a sense of lack. By releasing scarcity mentality and embracing abundance consciousness, you open yourself up to new opportunities, collaborations, and possibilities that you may have overlooked before. Self-care and self-love are integral aspects of living in abundance. When you prioritize your well-being and honor your needs, you affirm your inherent worth and value. Self-care practices such as regular exercise, healthy eating, adequate rest, and nurturing relationships contribute to your overall sense of abundance and vitality. By caring for yourself, you cultivate a reservoir of energy and resilience that allows you to fully engage in life's abundance. Living in abundance also involves celebrating the successes and achievements of others. When you genuinely rejoice in the accomplishments of others, you contribute to a culture of abundance and collaboration. Celebrating others' victories fosters goodwill, strengthens relationships, and inspires a sense of collective achievement. By practicing empathy, compassion, and support, you contribute to a community where everyone can thrive and prosper. Living in abundance is not about accumulating material possessions or achieving external markers of success. Instead, it is about cultivating a mindset of gratitude, generosity, and abundance consciousness that permeates every aspect of your life. When you live in abundance, you attract positive experiences, deepen your connections with others, and find fulfillment in both the journey and the destination. By embracing abundance as a way of life, you create a ripple effect of positivity and possibility that extends far beyond yourself, enriching the lives of those around you, and contributing to a more abundant world.